Hi everyone, my name is Broly Oyes and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about one of the books that I talked about in my last video, I think, when I did the reviews, or not the reviews. Today is going to be a book review and I'm going to talk about The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And this book was written by Gary Keller, and I wanted to start the book review series with this one because I think this book is going to be pivotal on my real estate journey. It taught me so much already. Like, it was such a good read. If anybody is thinking about becoming a real estate agent, you guys do yourself a favor and buy this book. Gary Keller with Dave Jenks and Jay Papson. Hope I said that correctly. If not, I'm sorry, authors. And so this book is interesting because I feel like this one is going to be one of those books where I just come back to it year after year after year and kind of like review it. But it's important. Like, it has so many lessons, and the important thing about this book is that it outlines the path for real estate agents to literally earn $1 million in personal income. So this is net $1 million after taxes, after brokerage fees, all of that. After all of that, you're supposed to net $1 million. So doesn't that sound nice? It did to me. That's why I bought this book. I was like, how do I make $1 million? As I said, I'm gonna have to go back to this book because a lot of those things that are written are not applicable to me. Like, it even goes into how to create or develop your team. What team members are you gonna need in your team in order to net $1 million? How to structure a business. Like, it even goes through like the hiring process and what questions to ask, what to look for in your hire. So a lot of those things are still not applicable to me. Like, I'm not at that level yet. I'm still one agent, but I know that I'm gonna reach a point where I'm gonna have to start hiring people because I'm gonna need help. Because good real estate agents don't do everything themselves. That's one of the things that I learned about this book, and that's funny because that's one of the things that I do right now, and that's fine because I just started. I have what, like 3 months, almost 4 months, I think, maybe less, in the business, and I'm still in the process, but I'm learning everything. I'm doing the marketing myself, I'm doing the lead generation myself, I'm doing the Facebook, the YouTube, the editing, the filming, all of it. I'm doing it myself. But as I get going, I'm gonna need help. And so this book, I feel like I'm just gonna keep this one forever, probably. It's that good. But before further ado, we're gonna dive into a little bit deeper of things that I like about this book and things that I wanted to share with you guys, so that kind of like encourage you to buy it. Of course, I won't be able to talk about everything in this video. Like, we're gonna talk about the main takeaways for me from reading this book for the first time. So this book is divided. I'm gonna talk about the structure of the book a little bit before I go into more detail. And the book is structured in 4 different modules. It has the think module, earn, net, and receive, right? So you first think $1 million, then you earn $1 million, but then you net $1 million, and finally you receive $1 million. So it kind of takes you from the mental and like the action step that you need to take in order to make the business work for you instead of you working for your business, if that makes sense. I feel like this book is really good, first of all, because it talks about mindset. And now that I'm reading my second real estate book, I'm realizing that all of these books talk about mindset. And that is one of the things that I feel like is most overlooked, because the skills you develop, you know, you can develop the sales skills, you develop the editing skills for YouTube, you develop the conversation skills, all those things you can develop. But one thing that is hard is the mindset. And that's like the book devotes a good chunk of the introduction to mindset, and it debunks some of the myths that people have going into the business. But then it also sets you and your mind in the right place, because the big thing for me that I'm taking away from this book is literally having your big why crystal clear. Like, why is it that you're getting into real estate in the first place? Because if you don't have your why clear, then there's no way you're gonna make it in this business. It's that difficult because you hear the word no so many times in a day. I lose count the number of times I hear the word no, or people hang up the phone on me. It's just too much. So you have to be tough mentally in order to be successful, and that's what the book starts with. And I like that because it really made me think about why I'm doing this. So it really kind of set my mind in the right spot. And so I already talked about the first part, the think, the big why and all of that, and the mindset. Now the next kind of like module in the book, it's the earn module. And that one, I think it's one of the biggest ones because it really like kind of breaks down the steps that you need to take and the game plan that you need to follow in order to earn $1 million. I feel like one of the biggest lessons that I learned is that as real estate agents, we need to focus on listings. And I know like a lot of people are gonna say, oh, like I love working with buyers, this and that. That is amazing, and I love you for that. If you're one of those persons, that's great. I also really enjoy working with buyers. But the thing is, in order to like make it big, I guess, in this business, you're gonna need either a lot of help if you're only gonna focus on buyers, because the thing with working with buyers is that they require a little more attention and care, because a lot of them is their first time, right? So you're gonna, as an agent, you're gonna end up having to go to a lot more open homes. You're gonna have to spend more time on the phone with them. There's a lot more time in educating and even preparing somebody. And so that sometimes just naturally takes a little bit more time. However, when working with sellers, it's a little bit more straightforward because you have your systems kind of in place and you can just set the appointment, lock in the contract, and then you set your wheels in motion and everything kind of happens automatically, or at least that is the goal. So essentially what it says is that if you get a listing and you market it properly, you can get a buyer client to maybe buy that house or a different house in your lead generation funnel, we'll say. And so that is powerful because that means that if you focus most of your attention as an agent on listings, you're also gonna get buyer clients. And then those buyer clients, then you can either work them yourself too, or you can feed them to one of your team members so they can work those buyers for you. And then the other thing that I really wanted to share with you guys about the book is that it teaches you how to market. And it really solidified in my mind that in order to earn $1 million, I have to consistently follow up with my database. Actually, it's easier for me to do it manually and to text people and to email them and to remind them that I'm an agent. But as I start to grow my database into the hundreds and then thousands, and in the future tens of thousands of people in the database, then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need some type of automation, because there's no way I'm gonna have enough hours in a day to contact every single person throughout the year. Or maybe I do, but you know, it's not that time efficient. And so automating the marketing really is at the core of being a real estate agent. That is something that I'm learning right now. I don't know how to do it. I do have my CRM, which capabilities of automating that, but I'm still kind of like learning through it because it's a lot to learn. But it's one of the things that I definitely take away from this book, that I need to automate my marketing. I'll be able to reach a wider range of people more consistently. Because you see, it says, the book talks about the 8x8 marketing strategy, then the 33 touches, and then the 12 direct marketing. If you haven't met somebody, you have to send them, and you're marketing to them, you have to send them 12 pieces of mail in 1 year in order to expect to have a lead or a referral or something. So you can expect the 12 to 1 ratio. But if it's somebody that you know, then, or you just met, if you just met them, then you have to implement the 8x8 method, which is you contact them for 8 weeks, once a week, right? So 8 times in 8 weeks. And then you move them to the 33 system, which is 33 touches throughout 1 year. So you have to either text them, email them, call them, send them a card, send them a business report or a market report or something for 33 times in 1 year in order to generate 1 lead or one client or 1 referral. That's something else that the book goes into a little bit more detail, and it outlines exactly what you need to do and how you can structure those 33 or those 12 and even those 8 touches. And the other key takeaway from this book is the big 3 L's. Like, they really drilled this one into you throughout the book, because they're saying that the only thing that you need to focus on as a good real estate agent are leads, listings, and leverage. And we already kind of talked about listings and why they're important, but we also need to talk about leads, because without leads, we have no listings. As real estate agents, we have to constantly lead generate. there's no way out. I feel like there's no way out of this one. Like if you don't like lead generating, you're not gonna make it in this business, because without leads, you have nothing. If we have no leads, how are we gonna generate a listing? If we have no leads, how are we gonna work with the buyer? Right? We have to tell people that we're in the business of buying and selling real estate, and that we are the best person to help them get that done in the best time possible with the least hassle, right? And so for that, there's multiple ways that you can lead generate. You can call, you can cold call, you can door knock, you can use social media, you can use Zillow for solo owners, you can call expireds. There's a million ways of lead generating. But the important thing is that you do it consistently and that you do it every single day. And then lastly is leverage. And leverage is important because, as I said in the beginning, right now I'm doing everything myself. But as I move on in my career, then I'm gonna need some leverage. Even though I'm a new agent right now, I already have a little bit of leverage. And leverage comes in two different ways. Like you can have tools and systems to help you make your job a little bit easier and quicker. And then you have people. Right now, I'm the only person working in my business, so I don't have people leverage, but I do have a little bit of system leverage and tools that I use. So I have my CRM, I have my Mojo dialer that I use every day, Facebook, Instagram, camera, all these systems that help you nurture your leads. Then those are your leverage. And as I progress in my career, then I'm gonna start people, because I might need somebody to help me edit the YouTube videos. I might need somebody to help me with buyers. I might need someone to help me down the line with administrative work or paperwork and data entry and things like that. So the book goes into much more detail about how to structure that and realizing when is the right time to start hiring. But as of right now, I'm still in the process of learning. I'm still in the process of working with my first few clients. So the people leverage I'm gonna put on to the side right now. I kind of know what I need to do. And that's something else that the book says, is that it doesn't matter if you don't need everything that we're telling you right now, but it's good that you know, because in the future you kind of already are aware of the things that you're gonna need, and you kind of leave placeholders for the things that you know will be coming in the future. And then lastly, the book also talks about receiving $1 million. So after you think you earn and you net $1 million, then the last kind of chapter and module of the book is to receive $1 million. And this one was very intriguing to me, because as an agent, I thought I would always have to work and work and work and work in order to make a living and an income. But based on this book and the outline and the path that they outlined for us agents, it's not really the case necessarily. Like there is a way for us to make passive income and to have somebody else run the business that we work so hard to build. It talks about the difference between active income, which is what we're doing right now, like working for a living, and then passive income, which is kind of receiving income from different sources. And definitely I want to make my real estate business work for me when I'm a little bit older, so that I can focus my energy on different things. But then one thing that I'm taking away from this book is that no passive income is truly passive. And that's one lesson that I didn't know. In reality, having passive income, what it means is that you're gonna have some sort of involvement in it. It's not gonna be as time consuming as it was before when you were actively working in the business, but you're gonna have like a client meeting, or you're gonna have to manage or take a look at the numbers every month or things like that. But it's a lot less time commitment than it used to be. So those are some of the lessons that I wanted to share with you guys today. I know I dropped a lot of information in this video right now, so if you have questions about it, or if you want to talk more about the video, feel free to drop down your comments below, or also reach out to me on my socials, Instagram, Facebook. You guys know how to reach me. I'm very easy to find on the web. And yeah, I definitely recommend you guys to buy this book. It's definitely kind of become my little Bible for my business, and I know that I'm definitely gonna go back to it again and again. So yeah, so if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a like, and comment, and then subscribe for new videos, and turn on the bell so that you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. And I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.